My question to you is, what do you think with all the news coming out? What's your opinions? What do you think, friends? Jason, you you summarized that's the best. Blah blah blah. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Nothing special happened, and the euro made all the down move. Not just the euro, all of them, right? All the down move to cover the gap again and more. Which means it seems like the market does not believe that the politicians anymore. But the question is that the end or not? Will we have another up move, push up, or it will finish here? I have no idea. There are many speculations. Big possibility that US, that Bernanke, will come out with QE number 3, the next American bailout, right? The bonds also in Spain again above 7%, right? So if I have to be, first of all, let's discuss quickly about the two trades we have had. Only two trades running. Sorry, we had with the oil, but on oil we've been kicked out on break even, right? The pound dollar, I asked you to get out this morning. The main reason for that was the fight on the 200 moving average again, but we will talk about that. The euro dollar, it was the only one I decided to let it run, because if it pushes up, fabulous. If not, it's free trade with stop loss on break even as well. Okay? I did send the email. Did you get the email, friends? Did you get the email? Yes. So Mikhail, I'm sorry, but it's something on, yes, about the pound dollar and the euro dollar. Yes, Mikhail, it's something with your inbox. Okay. Email was sent early morning. Trade was closed, of course. Okay. What's next? If I have to bet, I would bet on bullish direction yet, and I will explain. But it's 50-50, the most craziest 50-50 I had ever to take. First of all, the target reached, right? 20 candles right that we have had on the Bollingers was closed directly here, right? Wonderful job done. But despite of this gap close, pay attention to the MACD. It's still flat. It's a huge bearish candle yet for the euro dollar, right? Here. It opened with the gap as we expected to do, then crossed and covered it again. And I would say that as long as the euro dollar holds this trend line, I would still look for buy opportunities. At the moment this line or this channel will be broken, most likely that we continue to bearish move. Most likely that we continue to bearish move. The most important period for the euro dollar will be right now. Started from yesterday till the very end of the month. Remember why? On monthly chart, euro dollar just closed previous months here below this 126.40, right? If the euro dollar holds this candle, the current candle, below the 126.40, let's say 126.50 even, and the monthly candle ends below this area, most of the possibilities that the euro dollar will continue lower. Next up, 118. Then the area I do believe the euro dollar is going to, and it's going to be here, somewhere around 110, or maybe even lower. To sum things up, from my point of view, we are going down for the euro dollar, as long as the monthly chart here did not provide any fake break, any false break. And yet right now the euro dollar acts very bearish, even though because of that, as I told you, I believe that the most important period for the euro dollar is right now, started yesterday, continued until the very end of the month, right, with all the news from Bernanke and everything. On Wednesday, right, we have the meeting there and the interest rate decision. So if the QE will come out, the expectation from the euro dollar continue higher all the way to 129.40, 129.50. That would be the range. If this line will be broken, that's a very big warning sign. How can we join this up move? That's what we'll be doing, going for the 1 hour chart or the 15-minute chart, doesn't matter. If it's 15, pay attention. What do we have here, friends? What's that? It's almost a band to band move, right? Almost a band to band move. Correct? Why I say almost? Because it did not start from here, it started from here, and it was almost around the upper side of the Bollingers. Then it made a straight move down, and the bands were wide. As we said, normally when the bands are wide, the prices can make a move to the band or a little bit lower, like half of the band lower, which means 125.50, 125.40, that's the final stage. And here we can look for buy opportunities, right? Right here from now, from current support and one support lower. That's the areas where the euro dollar most likely will make the stop and move higher. Okay, how can we join here? Well, we have a hidden divergence forming, correct? A potential hidden divergence forming on these two bottoms, or if it does push lower, then we have all this area, right? All this area, all of that, one after one, 1, 2, 3, 4, is long hidden divergence, which means the bulls are here yet. What will we do with this one? With this fact, we will go for the 15-minute chart, and we can pay attention that the euro dollar has 20 candles right already. It can start the move from here to cover to the upper side, at least upper band, or to push a little bit lower and then start much bigger retrace. From my point of view, these two lines have to be tested. These two spots lines, right here, have to be tested, and that's the areas to attack. How? Candle patterns. We have the 15 minutes continuing divergence. Candle patterns, if you want the regular style of trading, regular style money management, the stop loss anyway will be below this deepest area, which means like 125, 35, 40, right? 35, something like that. And the target number 1 is 20 candles, right? So the upper side of the band, the next target, the final target, will be right here. Please pay attention that on the based of 4-hour chart, right? This is the trend line. The 129.50, sorry, right? Is also probably will be the lower band, and also on the 4-hour chart we will have band to band move, right? On the 4-hour charts here as well. Correct? So from this area we will be looking to buy. What should we do if 125.50 does not hold? Leave it. Leave it. We do not want to be there. Right? In this case we do not want to be there. So our buy opportunity for the euro dollar is forming. Nigel says we also have a 15 minutes bullish butterfly. Let's take a look. Where is that? Here we go. 15 minutes. I don't have any, but it seems correct. Gartley was broken. The area should be the same area pretty much, correct? For the bullish butterfly, right? Should be pretty much the same area. Yes. That's about the euro dollar. Any questions, friends? Dave, about your question, monthly divergence. Where do you see monthly divergence, my friend? Where do you see any monthly divergence? Did you sleep okay, Dave? We don't have any. No. It's a range. You can't measure divergence on a range. You can't measure divergence on a range. True? You can measure that. Yeah. But on weekly, we definitely do have one. We definitely have one. Let's see how it will act. All right, that's about the euro dollar. What about the pound dollar? Same story. It did a beautiful job, right? After a double duplication, 1, 2, double duplication of the Bollinger Bands, right? We did not have any 20 candles right here, but after double duplication, we say that the pound dollar should push to the 20 MA, right? And if it tries to break, it should push higher. Higher means 200 moving average and the higher Bollinger Bands, right? And it did the job. It did the job. It pushed higher. RSI just crossed 50, right? And the only thing why I am still bullish for the pound dollar is because of that. MACD, look how bullish it keeps despite of the current bearish, huge bearish candle, right? It must say something from my point of view. Maybe I'm wrong here, maybe I'm completely wrong, but it must say something. So the pound dollar is the same story exactly from my point of view, and I do think the pound dollar still can reach the 158 even higher. Before continue lower, how can we join this pair? Same story as with the euro dollar. Same story exactly. We have a wonderful trend line, right? We have a positive MACD. We do not have any divergence yet created for the pound dollar, right? Remember we discussed about these levels on previous week, right? Remember this, friends? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we discussed about the 7th spot, right? We talked about that on the yen pairs. On the yen pairs, and we said pound dollar is making exactly the same. right? Now it broke up. The divergence line was broken. Correct? Remember this story? Divergence line was broken. That's why we went for the buy before the weekend, investor style. That's why we went for the buy. Technically, that's where we had our confirmation. The entry was based on fundamental, but technically, that's how we had our confirmation for the buy, investor style. And now, as long as this line, this wonderful line, holds, pound dollar should provide a buy opportunities. Where from? Well, that's a $1 million question. It can make the stop right here on the support. It can make the stop right here on the support and the 20 MA, right? Which is 155.80, even higher, 156, I would say. That's the range, 155.80, 156. That's the range, right? Then we go for the 1 hour chart. Do we have anything here? Well, we might have, as we said, we might have here a bullish hidden divergence forming, correct? And same story on the 15-minute chart. We will be looking to join based on divergences. No classical entry right now for the pound dollar based on the 15 minutes. It's not the classical divergence we want to enter. So we do want it to push lower. We do want to see clear continuing divergence forming. And we will be looking to attack here. Combination of the 1 hour hidden divergence and the 15 minutes continuing or regular, it doesn't matter, divergence to make the entry. Entry will be based on candle pattern. If you would like to trade the regular style of trading, right? Or you can also attack these levels by investor style. Attack the levels, right? And let it go. The final level will be, of course, the 4 hour trend line. The 4 hour trend line. If this 4 hour trend line will be broken, forget about the buy opportunities. Forget about the buy opportunities. Right? So that's why I am still bullish for the majors. I am still bullish for the majors. Two reasons. First of all, well, fundamental, of course, right? Fundamental, of course. Maybe nothing very good or surprisingly well happened, but really nothing terrible happened yet, right? No bearish divergences yet, correct? And that's why the trades, the pairs, normally before making change of direction, most likely they will make a continuation move. That's why, as long as these lines hold, I stay bullish. Question, friends? Questions? Oh, euro dollar, pound dollar, pretty much the same. Let it go. Soon, most likely, they will provide some buy opportunities. Laszlo, you agree with me? Or you have any other? I know. Wherever you see a hidden divergence, you are there, right? So you must agree with me. Am I right? I knew that. I knew that. Wonderful. All right. What's next? Pound New Zealandian. Did you miss this one, friends? Did you miss this boy? You missed that? You must admit that you did. The previous week quiet. The previous week quiet, right? And I saw the Skype, I saw the chat. Oh, it's boring. I wish we were in for some pairs, right? I know that. I remember that, right? So you missed it. That's the story. But before we start, friends, remember what we said? Wherever the divergence starts, the levels will be retested after the break. Where the divergence started? Here, right? Then it continued here, right? That's where it just started. And we say it doesn't matter how long it will take, it will come back. Correct? So, levels reached. Levels reached. What's next? The pair is on 200 moving average. The pair did almost bend to bend move duplication. Right? The pair has support areas, and the pair has a wonderful trend line right here. The pair builds hidden divergences. Sorry. Continuing divergence. Right? The only thing that the pair does not do right now is forming an RSI extreme, like it did on the higher levels. Right? So should we jump in or should we wait? Well, to be completely honest, I wanted to jump in at the end of Friday, and I decided to see how this week opens. As we said, for the pound New Zealandian to go up, the New Zealandian dollar has to go down. And I wanted to see how the markets actually act and behave after this news, after the elections in Greece. We have had a small hammer, right? Small hammer on Friday. That was get ready to buy. And now I'm happy actually. I waited for the opening of the week and did not jump in yet, but the direction is clear. Pound New Zealandian is oversold, begins to be oversold. If you would like to jump in investor style, do it on the 4-hour charts, not the daily. Not the daily, the 4-hour charts. We have a very long divergence there, right? And we have a trend line there. This one. The moment it will be broken should be the moment for the pair to start the move. The move till where? The last two lows are, let's see, this is the low. Well, we can call it a double bottom. So the first low is here, the first resistance, sorry. The second resistance is here, that's the range, and the third resistance is here, which means the pair most likely is going all the way back to 203, 204. 203, 204. Right? Conservative entry will be done with the break of this trend line and the huge divergence forming out. Right? If you would like to be aggressive, you can jump in right now. investor style or regular style, I would go here only with investor style. Only with investor style, not regular, as we have stiff support area. If you draw the trend line based to the close price only, right? Sorry, here and here. The close price only, we still have more to go. And the pair even can make a false breakdown to the support and then keep going. That's why I would say the pair is bullish as long as it holds above the trend line and above this support area 195.70, 196. More than that, Nigel is correct here. The pair is also on the weekly 20 MA. No, there is no hidden divergence yet, right? But the pair is on the 20 MA on the weekly chart, and on this area most likely we will see a big fight between the bulls and the bears. So pound New Zealandian, that's the time to attack the long, the buys. Okay, trend line, the daily bullish trend line, the continuing divergence, everything, the 4-hour huge divergence. You want to be conservative, we have a trend line, this one, beautiful one. The moment it will be broken, and the moment the pair will break this resistance of the RSI, will be the moment for the pair to make the move all the way close to 203. Questions? Where is the only problem with the pound New Zealand in this case? Swap. We have to pay the swap here. Peter asks, is that a hidden divergence on daily? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, of course. It's combination of hidden and continuing as well. Right? Same divergence on the same area. That's why I think that this buy area is wonderful. Of course, it could push a little bit lower, right? We had the support, but then nice retrace expected. So, friends, if you missed the pound New Zealand in action, and this time even more aggressive here because you pay the swap, this is it. We have the opportunity. So if you missed it, here you go. Right? Get ready. All right. Questions? The yen pairs, like the New Zealandian yen and the Aussie yen, as for now, I leave it alone. I really don't have any idea, anything I could expect or predict for these wonderful, lovely pairs. With the job done there, right? The job done there. It crossed the 80 as we talked. It comes closer and closer to the 200 moving average. Job done for the pairs. We actually went out earlier on total profit, but as we said not once, it will come all the way to the area where it all started, and it did. It just take longer. That's one more proof that based on cycles, right? And the area where the divergence started, this area will be retested again after a long deep move against, as long as it was not tested. Same story here, everywhere. Right? That's the rules of the cycles moves. We cannot change it. We can fight it. We can ignore it, we can avoid it, but we cannot change it. That's the rules of the financial markets. Wonderful. So as for now, I leave alone the yen pairs. We talked about the pound yen, right? The break out of this divergence line, and we can see that here, when it tried to hold, it closed below. If you jumped in on this candle when it looks like it holds, get out. Right? It did break below again, so nothing to do with the yen pairs. Nothing. Really, really nothing. We also talked about Aussie franc, right? Aussie franc, and it's, where is that? Here. And it's zigzags of the wedge, remember? Of the wedge. This trade also did not hold, closed below, but then flight up again. It's nothing we can do. It's something we skip, let it run. But for Aussie franc, get ready. Get ready for what? Well, 096.30, 096.80. That's the range here. See that? That's the range for the pair. It could be also a beautiful duplication here, right? Beautiful duplication here on the daily chart, and on the 4-hour chart it could be also a wonderful duplication of the Bollingers, forming out the next divergence. Still early, and I do expect it to go higher, somewhere between 096.30 to 096.80. That's the range. And there we will be looking to make the sell for Aussie franc. My opinion is that the pair will go and test this long trend line somewhere from higher levels whenever it will be ready and completing the next divergence. So Aussie franc is our next trade to watch. Our next trade to watch. Questions? So we have the euro dollar, we have the pound dollar, we have the pound New Zealandian, we have the Aussie franc. Right? I think that as for now, the most relevant first of all are the majors, because sorry, it's intraday. It's intraday. They are most relevant, right? Then pound New Zealandian is recommended as investor style. Right? As investor style, and yes, it can push lower, but then the retrace will be bigger, right? And Aussie franc, it's something to watch. There is no trade yet for Aussie franc, so we watch that. I think that for the beginning of such important week, it's more than enough. Remember that this evening and tomorrow there is a meeting of the G20. They are going to discuss directly right now with the new government of Greece, right? And all the plans. By the way, there are also a lot of speculations right now between some sensitive relations between Germany and France, right? Between Merkel and Holland. These guys seem not to like each other, right? So I am bullish yet for the market, but I definitely think that the end of this optimistic hold or the current up move, on the current correction up move is about to end. If we take a look on the indices, right, we can see also no divergences yet, but the long trend line, this one, also was not tested yet, so it can make the push, but the end of this bullish, if we can call it bullish move, is about to end. We are coming closer and closer to the end there. About the oil being kicked out on break even, leave it alone right now. It can push lower again, it can take us to the next support. We do have 20 candles right, so we will definitely look for next opportunities to join the oil, to rejoin the oil, and that's all. For now, this is all. Any questions, friends? Any ideas? Anything you watched? Anything you have on your lists? Chris asks, would you saw that oil is... Oh yes. It's a test. It's a test. But the 20 candles right was already before, right? The 20 candles right was already before. So anyway, the upper side will be tested. The only question is when. From current levels or from lower. I think lower, but I prefer to stay out right now. And Jason shared with us something interesting right now. The head of Denmark's central bank has warned that the Danish krone is coming under intense pressure from investors seeking a haven in Europe and betting that the currency peg to the euro could be cracked by the crisis. Oh, that's something you have to share on the Skype. This link for the full story, it's a wonderful thing to share on Skype, if you may, please. Let's take a look on quickly on the Danish krone. No, no opinion. I would not be surprised if you push higher, but really no opinion. Peter asks, the gaps seem to close at different time across the pairs. Do you have any feel for the sequence that they close in? No, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't. I really, I'm not surprised by the move. I expected the gap, but I must admit, I never expected the gap to be closed so fast. I never expected the gap to be closed so fast. And I'm with you, Ross. And I also didn't expect the gap to be so small. That's why I really, unfortunately, don't know exactly how to eat the current situation. I'm not sure at this one at all yet, but it's all okay. It's all okay. We know that the market is zigzagging 66% of the times, right? Only 33% of the times it's moving. It's actually moving. So it's probably time for some nerves, right? Some zigzags. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe. Well, I'm sure they delay by printing money and all this blah blah blah. They're just delaying the next down move. It's clear, right? It's clear. But it's also fair enough to say that with this optimism, if we can call it optimism, they kind of pushed the bears to the fence. right? They kind of pushed the bears to the fence, to the sideways, right? And we can see it, we can feel that. I'm a bear, right? I'm a Russian bear. I'm just looking for the sell opportunities, but I can't say that there are any right now. If euro pushes back to 129, 130, it will be wonderful. If euro pound somehow, I don't know how, but somehow push again to 082, 083, it will be wonderful sell again. But it doesn't there. And right now it's zigzagging. So that's why I say the intraday sells, alright, we can jump in for 15, 20 pips, right? But the big moves, the next trend, the next real down move, it will take some time. And if you ask me, take a look on the weekly charts, right? For example, the euro dollar. It had the divergence, it still does, but we say this kind of divergences normally, not always, but normally don't hold. These kind of divergences normally push lower, and that's what I expect to do, to happen. I do think it's a flag. Of course, it could change. Of course, it could change during this week with Bernanke and everything. But I do think technically this is a flag, and it's about to be exploded down. I think it's going down. Same everywhere. Aussie dollar flag, right? On a big sideways, which will boom down, crash down. New Zealandian dollar that is forming a head and shoulders, most likely big head and shoulders, and still holds the 20 MA of the weekly. That's why I still think that the next bearish move is only a question of time. Maybe I am wrong, but that's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Monthly chart also, it's still, after this long divergence, we still have more to go. That's it. The only thing we do need now is time, right? Is time. Alright, so friends, euro dollar, pound New Zealandian, Aussie franc, that's probably the most interesting things we can find for the beginning of the week. Hopefully tomorrow we have some more interesting opportunities, but the real opportunities, they are being built right now. We need to give it some time to build itself, to make these moves, to create the next divergences, and then we join again. So I wish everyone a wonderful week and good luck, right? Finally to see some wonderful move. Christo, about your message, Skype me private, I will check that. Okay, Skype in private, I will check that. Okay. Thank you very much, friends. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be back to the morning. Bye bye for now. Have a wonderful evening.